Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about The Mother. Now, what originally got me wanting to watch this movie was the fact that it is starring Jennifer Lopez. I've seen her in a couple of other movies like Made in Manhattan, Enough, Marry Me, and I was like, you know what, I've enjoyed those other movies, so I was like, it might be good. So let's just get into it. The movie begins in an FBI safe house. It's 6:14 in the morning, and Jennifer, they don't actually give her a name in the movie. I checked, so we're just gonna call her her actual name, which is Jennifer. Jennifer is an informant, or at least she's about to be, because she got mixed up with these two bad guys. One of them is named Hector Alvarez, and the other is Adrian Lavelle. There's the agent she's talking to. His name is William Cruz. He's a nice guy, and he's being patient with her and everything. And there's another agent there who's cussing her out and just making it seem like she has no choice but to be there, even though she's being there of her own choice. And they're doing the whole good cop, bad cop thing. Maybe they're not trying to, but that's what it's seeming like. So they're asking her questions about the two guys and how she got mixed up with them and the whole food chain hierarchy thing they got going on, like who's the bigger bad of the two. But she wants to know about how secure the place is, because she knows these guys and these guys want her because she knows a lot of information. She's actually the one who introduced them to. Technically, Hector supplies Adrian with weapons. Adrian has the network, and Hector has a bunch of weapons, and she's the one who introduced them to. So she is trying to find out how secure this safe house is, because like I said, she knows them, and apparently it wasn't very safe at all. And she knew that as soon as she said that. Well, as soon as the mean agent, he said that they've been following him, the other guy's still in Cuba, but we've been following Adrian the entire time. And she's like, you think you've been following them, but they've really been following you. Out of nowhere, bullets start flying everywhere. I hesitate because I don't know how YouTube feel about that word. I guess I'll find out. But yeah, bullets start flying everywhere. There are agents down left and right, and the only ones left is Jennifer and William. Now William, he has been compromised, and Jennifer, she's looking around frantic, trying to find some type of weapon to protect herself, but also she's trying to help William, because at this point William, he's not looking too high. It was only one spot, but it was pretty important, so he's not looking too hot at this very moment. And she's basically doing a whole DIY thing, trying to save him. And she also did a little DIY explosive device thing, just in case, because she couldn't find anything. So it turns out that it was Adrian who came there, and he's trying to get Jennifer, like alive or not. I don't know if he, well, actually, probably not, because she has too much information and she's too important, like I said. So Adrian gets there, he sees her, and it turns out the entire time she was pregnant. So Jennifer was with both Hector and Adrian. I guess she was with Hector first, but Adrian kind of slithered his way in there. So now he's looking like, oh shoot. But I guess he didn't care that she was pregnant. So he pulled out a sharp object and he hit her belly, trying to get rid of the baby. So at the same time, well, maybe a little bit after he did that, the DIY, the explosive that she put up, it went off. Adrian is on fire. She thinks he's down for the count, and she passes out. The scene changes. Now Jennifer is in the hospital. She's going in and out of consciousness, and they have to do an emergency C-section because, like I said, Adrian, he had a sharp object and he took it to her belly. But luckily the baby came out okay. She's alive, she's completely healthy, and Jennifer is happy. The scene changes again. Jennifer is in bed resting, and another agent comes into the room. It's a woman this time, someone she hasn't met before. And Jennifer wants to see her baby because she hasn't seen her since she came out, and they took her away to check and make sure everything's okay. The agent's like, yeah, you're not gonna see your child. It's because of you all those agents are down, and we don't take too kindly to that. Which I don't even understand that, because she was trying to give information. She was an informant. It's their fault that the safe house wasn't as secured as they said it was. So I don't understand what the attitude's about. But basically what ends up happening is the agent says that she can't keep her child because they're gonna keep coming after Jennifer. And Adrian, she thought Adrian was down for the count because of the explosion. They came back, his body was nowhere to be found, so Adrian is probably still very much alive at this point. And Jennifer, she's freaking out on the inside a little bit because she knows that she has to give up her baby for her own protection. It is a girl, but she doesn't want to. She wants to be her mother. But the agent's like, you know that you can't protect her. You have to go into hiding. And if it's up to us, FBI agents, we don't hide people who cause the unalivement of our fellow agents. So Jennifer, she knows when she gets out of here, she's basically gonna be on her own. So the other agent, William, he's in the hospital. You know, she did the whole DIY thing. She saved his life. And she asked of him 3 things. The first one was to put her daughter with good people. She didn't want her in foster care with just anybody. She wanted him to make sure that she's actually taken care of. 2, she wants to be informed that she's safe every year on her birthday. And 3, lastly, if there's ever trouble with her daughter, let her know so she can be on the way. That's all that she asks. And William, he says, okay, because he owes her that much. She saved his life, and she really did not have to. She makes her way to Alaska, and she meets up with an old army friend. Jennifer, she is ex-military. She's one of the best, great sniper. She's basically a highly trained assassin, and she meets up with one of her old military buddies in Alaska. He gives her a place to stay, and he tells her, well, she tells him that they have to pretend like they don't know each other, just for his safety and hers. At this point, 12 years jump past, and Jennifer, she's living her life. She's got accustomed to living the way she is by herself. She basically has like this little cottage in the middle of the forest, away from everybody. She's chilling. And like I said earlier, every year on Zoe, her daughter, that's her name, on Zoe's birthday, she gets a postcard or a picture. She gets a picture and a letter saying she's fine or whatever. But this year, she got a letter early. It's not her birthday, and she knows that means that Zoe is in trouble. So Zoe, she makes her way to Connecticut. That's where Zoe is. Jennifer makes her way to Connecticut, where Zoe is. And she meets up with William, the FBI agent from earlier, who she saved his life. So they stay in close contact. Like I said, he's been keeping her informed about Zoe's life. So he picks her up from the airport, and he tells her what went down was the FBI agents, they had like a regular bus ready to go. It was a raid, a bunch of stuff happened. But the thing that happened of note was they had Zoe's picture. So Adrian and Hector knows that Zoe is alive, that Jennifer had the baby, and she's been keeping her out since forever, for the whole 12 years or whatever. So Jennifer, she makes her way to Zoe. She's keeping close eye on her. She's watching her at school, at home. Wherever Zoe goes, Jennifer is not far behind to make sure that she is safe, because she knows now that they know that she's out there. Now, Zoe, she did find good adoptive parents, and they were at a party. They were at a birthday party, I think, or they were at some type of party in a park, and there was a bunch of the kids and adults around or whatever. Zoe was having fun, living her normal life, when out of nowhere, these 2 vans come and Jennifer, she's been watching Zoe, like I said. So she's up in one of the taller buildings somewhere with a sniper, and she is taking out dudes left and right. All the dudes are trying to get to Zoe to get her and take her away. And like I said, Jennifer, she's a highly trained assassin, so she's getting dudes left and right. One of the dudes, I'm pretty sure it's Hector's, like his top dude, his nickname is Tarantula. He spots her, so he sends another dude after Jennifer. And while that's going on, Tarantula, he gets Zoe, and she's in the van. Jennifer, she's trying to like run, and she's trying to take out the guys that's after her. At the same time, she gets away. She gets away, yes. And William, he's there to back her up and get her away, but it doesn't matter at this point. They got Zoe, and Jennifer, she's freaking out, but she's trying to keep a cool, calm, and collected head because she knows that if she doesn't, Zoe's gonna be in trouble. So a lot happens, a lot of small miniature things happens, but we're just gonna skip to what's important. William and Jennifer, they end up going to Cuba because that's where Hector is. Hector has Zoe, not Adrian. So they find Tarantula. They meet him, well, they don't meet him. They find this bar in Cuba and they see him. Jennifer sneaks up on him and she has him and she's trying to find information, but there was another guy behind her, and William and that guy and another guy comes up and they're fighting. One of the guys got a sharp object and got William, but William's not going down without a fight. While that's happening, Jennifer is chasing Tarantula down because she is trying to get the information about her daughter. It's a very long chase scene. There's a lot going on. A bunch of people almost get hit by a car, but it comes to a conclusion when Jennifer runs him over to finally get him to stop running. So when she gets him, she goes to this secluded area and she got him tied down. She's doing a lot of tactics to get him to spill the beans, but he's holding on. And I guess this is where her military training comes into play. She eventually gets the information out of him one way or another, and they were not pleasant. Anybody would have folded. They were not pleasant. So as soon as she finds out who has her, well, not who has her, where she is, she realizes that the whole thing's a trap, but she really does not care. All she cares about is getting her daughter back. And yeah, that's all that matters to her at this point. She doesn't care about who she has to hurt or what she has to do. She just wants her daughter back and to be safe. That same day, Jennifer and William, they're back at a hotel. They're dressing William's wounds and they're getting prepared for the night to go storm the mansion and get Zoe back. While all that's going down, William has always wondered why Jennifer saved him, and she said that it's because he gave her water, because he was nice to her. Like, she was always thirsty because she was pregnant, and he actually showed her kindness, so that's why she saved him, because she felt like he was a guy that deserved to be saved. And that was a very touching moment. At that point in the movie, you could see how close they actually were and how you could see like this kind of romantic vibe they got going on, even though they didn't act on it or anything, but you could see the vibe was there. But that same night, they went to the house where Zoe was, and there's people everywhere, armed guards everywhere. So one by one, slowly, Jennifer is taking folks out. William's right behind her, going left and right. They're doing this and that. It's a whole action scene going on that I really could not describe that well if I wanted to. But like I said, just use your imagination. She's taking people out left and right. And Hector, he hears the commotion, so he's preparing himself. And eventually Jennifer gets in the building. She's still doing her thing, taking people out, because like I said, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people everywhere. And William, he's somewhere, he hits the lights, now it's completely dark, and she finds Zoe locked in a room with a mattress on the floor, scared out of her mind. Zoe had never met Jennifer, so she's terrified. She don't know who he is. All she sees is a weird lady with a situation, and it's pitch black dark, and she don't know her, and she doesn't know where she is or what's going on. So she's fighting Jennifer a little bit. She's hesitant to go with her, but Jennifer, you know, she grabbed her. She ain't got time for this. She's trying to get after her safely, and they eventually meet up with William. Apparently, Zoe knows William very well. She ran to him immediately as soon as she saw him. So William, he's been keeping his promise. He's been watching over her, making sure she was safe because they were very well acquainted. And William was like, let's go. We got Zoe. And she's like, not yet. I'm not done. So she went back and she went to go find Hector because she was mad. She was really mad that he took her daughter. So when she get there, he was waiting for her, and he has a weapon on her, and she had to throw hers down. But Hector, he did the classic villain thing. He just talked entirely too much. Not to mention, he tried to grape her. So yeah, that was weird. But he was just reminiscing on the past, talking about how she ruined something special that they had, and it was a very weird and uncomfortable scene. But eventually, obviously, she got the upper hand on him, and she put the dude down, and she set the house on fire. So that was fun. Yeah. She definitely got her revenge on Hector. So at this point, Zoe is safe, and they're on their way back to Zoe's house. Okay, so Zoe, William, and Jennifer, they all stop at this gas station to fill up the tank, to get some snacks, and Zoe, she's starting to get suspicious. She's looking at Jennifer like, I kind of look like her. Like and Jennifer, she's giving Zoe certain looks, like I said, Zoe's putting two and two together. So Zoe asked her point blank, "Are you my mother?" Jennifer paused and she said no. So that made Zoe mad because she could tell. At this point, Zoe was like, yeah, okay, cut it. But William, he's in the store getting snacks or whatever, and Jennifer, she's about to walk away. She took her bag. She told Zoe, he's gonna take care of you from here and get you back home. And she starts to walk away, and William stops her. He says, so you're gonna disappear again? And it's just, she knows that she has to stay away from her. Even though she doesn't want to, she knows that's what's best for her. So William, he gives in, he gives her a phone and says, just keep in touch this time, okay? And they go their separate ways. William and Zoe get back in the truck. Zoe, she's mad at Jennifer because Jennifer won't admit that she's her mother, and she's basically just walking away from her again. Even though it's for her safety, I don't feel like Zoe fully realizes, even though she was just, taken, but I don't think she fully realizes the situation that she's in. All she cares about is the fact that her birth mother is in front of her and she's acting weird. But Jennifer, as they drive away, Jennifer, she starts to have like a little panic attack, really, because she starts to relive the stuff that happened in the past, having to give her up and how she felt. And she takes someone's motorcycle, she did steal that, and she goes after them. She's not far behind them. It's basically daytime now, and William and Zoe, they're in the truck, they're on their way back to Connecticut, and Zoe, she's still feeling a little bit down about Jennifer because all this just happened. She literally just met her birth mother, so she's still confused by everything that just happened. But William's reassuring her, and they're just talking, and out of nowhere, this big truck just rams into the side of them. And I knew it was coming because the way the shot was framed, you just saw them driving down a road, and it was basically a crossroads coming. I was like, yep, somebody's obviously gonna crash into them. But it happened, and William, he's knocked out. Zoe, she's still conscious, but her vision's a little blurry and she's a little hard of hearing, so she's looking around confused. And these guys, the guys get out the truck that crashed into them, and they go into their truck and they take William out. Zoe, she gets out the car by herself. She's looking around. She's confused, like, what's going on? And Adrian is there. At this point, he's grabbing her face and saying, where's your mother? Because I think he's looking at her. He's like, I think that's my daughter, which it could be, but it wasn't, nothing was confirmed at this point. But I feel like he feels like that's his daughter. That's why he didn't hurt her. But he was really looking for Jennifer. And like I said, Jennifer, she was right behind them on the motorcycle. Maybe not right behind them, but she was on her way, and she saw what happened. And Jennifer rides up, get off the motorcycle, situation out, and then there's like a back and forth conversation going on. And Adrian's like, do you know this man? Who is this man to you? Who is this man? And then he like does this weird thing, but he knew he was an agent, and because the holster that he has on him, so he knew he was an FBI agent. And Adrian basically unalives William in front of Zoe and Jennifer. And it was so sad because William was just looking at Jennifer the entire time, and she was looking at him, and it was like something that could have been didn't happen. Like I said, they had that whole romantic vibe going on, so it was like a longing look in their eyes. And Zoe, she's just behind Jennifer, terrified. And somebody that she knows and cares about, somebody she's known for a long time, they're gone. It's like, it's such a traumatic moment for her. And at this point, once that's done, Adrian's done with him, he just threw him on the ground. And Jennifer, she yells, run. She has a lighter. There was gasoline coming from the car because of the crash. She threw it. There was like this explosion. And Jennifer and Zoe get away on her motorcycle. At this point, like I said, she's traumatized. She's scared, she's frightened. The person that she's known for years, that she cares about, is gone, and it happened in front of her. And now she's sitting across her mother in a diner, and she won't even admit it. Like, they're having this weird interaction because Jennifer, she doesn't know how to be around her. She hasn't seen her since she was fresh out the womb, and it's awkward for Jennifer and awkward for Zoe. But Zoe, all she wants to do is go home. She's scared, she's tired, she just wants to go home. But Jennifer knows that that's not possible, and that she has to go back with her to Alaska where it's safe. So Jennifer, she ditches the girl's phone, which that part confused me. If she had her phone the entire time, how could her parents not find her? Because like, this movie came out in 2023, so how could her parents not track her phone, or the FBI couldn't track her phone or something? That part was weird to me. But Jennifer threw out her phone, and Jennifer and Zoe, they got on a truck and they drove all the way to Alaska. Now, once they got there, Jennifer basically does this whole training montage. It wasn't like a montage really, but she was like, you gotta survive, man. I gotta teach you everything I know. Zoe, she's hesitant at first, like she wants to go home. She doesn't care about none of this. She's sad. She just wants to go back to her parents where it's familiar. And Jennifer, obviously she wants to give her that, but she has to be safe first. So, like I said, it's a whole training montage. Jennifer, she teaches Zoe how to drive, how to hunt, how to use a situation properly, how to use a sharp object properly. You know what I'm talking about. If you don't, oh well. And, explosives, tracking, the whole shebang, all that. Zoe, she's her mother's daughter, so she eventually gets it. Like at first, obviously, there's like a whole she can't do it moment, but eventually she gets the hang of it. And she's, like I said, she's her mother's daughter. She knows what she's doing now. She's pretty okay at it. Now, there has been little moments within the movie where this wolf and her little babies would show up every now and then, and Zoe's met those wolves before, but somebody harmed the mother wolf, and the babies are now there to fend for themselves. And Zoe, she's feeling a little sad about that, so she snuck out early and she wanted to give them some food. But while she was playing with them, she wasn't paying attention, and one of the babies actually ended up biting her, and it was pretty bad. It was pretty deep. So Jennifer had to rush her to their local hospital, and obviously there's some paperwork to fill out, but Jennifer she couldn't use their real name, because if they did, Adrian would find them. But Zoe didn't know that. So she told the doctor her actual name, and by then it was in the system and it was too late and they had to go. So like I said, Zoe, the cat's out of the bag, her name's in the system, and Jennifer knows Adrian is on his way. So she has to leave Zoe with her military friend from before, and they have to go away. And Jennifer, she has to stay behind and fight and finish this once and for all. So like I said, she stays with Jennifer's military friend until they know for a fact Adrian is in town. And it was very obvious the cavalry was there. There was cars, there were like trucks and snowmobiles and everything just coming in. So while all this is going on, Jennifer left a letter and her baby pictures of her growing up with the military friend who gave it to Zoe. And when Zoe read the letter, she was overcome, because the letter was full of like how much Jennifer loves her and how everything she did was for her to keep her safe, and how she's strong and that she can survive, and that Jennifer will fight for her until her last breath. Reading all of this, Zoe, she's very emotional, and she's like, I cannot leave my mother by herself. I have to go help her, because at this point, Zoe, she's been trained, you know? She's not as good as her mother, who's been in the military or whatever, but she feels like she can do this. Her mother trained her, so she has to go try to help her mother. So she steals the military dude's car and she drives up to her mother. At this point, Adrian's at the house. He's got guys surrounding the property. They got snowmobiles and trucks and everything. They got camouflage suits on. Like, it's a whole operation. He's like, treat her as if there's 100 snipers around. Like, treat her as if you're in war right now, because she's that good. So there's shots being taken, explosives on the property going off, a whole bunch. There's a whole bunch going on right now. And like I said, Zoe is on the way in the truck. They find out that Zoe's on the way, so all the attention turns from Jennifer to Zoe. Zoe gets caught. She gets caught by one of the dudes on the snowmobile, but you know, Jennifer, she actually stole one of the dude's camouflage suits on, which has like this little walkie-talkie thing hooked up to it. So she hears that they're going after Zoe, and she's right behind them. She takes dude out and she gets Zoe. They're on the run. They're on the snowmobile and they're trying to get out of there. Jennifer, she's taking dudes out left and right. And Jennifer, she actually has this tower thing that she built on her property so she can like see everything around her, and they're up there. And Jennifer, you know, Zoe, she's been trained at this, so she's telling her where people at, and Jennifer, she's taking the shots. She doesn't want Zoe to hurt anybody. But now that it's down to Adrian, he points one of those little dots things at the daughter, and he says, you have to come down here and meet me, or else I take away that potential. Because he was saying that she was so much like her mother and that she had so much potential. He said, if you don't meet me now, I'm gonna end that potential. So Jennifer, she goes down and Zoe's still up there. Jennifer and Adrian, they get into a fist fight because Adrian told her to throw off her weapon off the side of the hill that they were on. And I don't know why he decided to do this, but he threw his weapon down. He wanted to get into a fist fight or whatever, which I think is stupid. He could have just ended everything right then and there. Not saying I want the bad guy to win, but he could have ended everything right there and there. But yeah, they get into a fist fight. She get a couple good jabs in, he get a couple good jabs in. It's a whole lot of back and forth, but eventually Adrian gets the upper hand. And he's holding on to her, and he's telling Zoe, because Zoe can hear them. She has the situation, and she can take the shot, but it would take out both Jennifer and Adrian. So Adrian's like, do it, do it, do it. So little did he know, Zoe, she actually climbed down and she found another situation and she did it from another angle. But what ended up happening was both of them got knocked back and fell off the hill. So Jennifer, she got hit by rocks on her head and she's out. She's passed out. It looks like it's over. And Adrian, he grabs Zoe and he pulls her into a truck and they drive off. While this is going on, Jennifer wakes up. She's not gone, but her arm is broken. So she's frantically trying to get up to find her daughter and Adrian. She eventually spots them and she has her situation pointed, but she misses because her arm is broken, her shot's a little off, so she misses the first time. Now he knows that she's alive, he's speeding up. She eventually takes another one and she gets him. Only she doesn't think she gets him, she thinks she got her daughter. But at this point, she's freaking out. She's crying, she's sobbing, she's going crazy because she thinks her daughter is gone. But like I said, she got Adrian, not her daughter. Zoe, she kicked Adrian out the car. That was funny to watch. And she ran towards Jennifer. And Jennifer is so happy. Like, she's in so much pain because of everything that just happened. Her arm is still broken, but she's so happy because Zoe is still alive and everything is okay. Now, after that, obviously, that was like the whole happy ending thing or whatever. So she has to take Zoe home. And when Zoe finally gets to where her adoptive parents are, they have a cute little moment in the car where Zoe tells Jennifer how much she loves her, and Jennifer does the same to Zoe, and it's a really sweet moment. They finally learn how to communicate with each other. They're more comfortable around each other, and it's a nice little wrap up to their relationship. Zoe eventually gets out. She goes to her foster parents, and they're so relieved and happy. It's happiness all around. And now that that's over, Jennifer, she drives away, but she doesn't go away this time. She actually gets her a place in the city where she can still be in Zoe's life and keep an eye on her. And that's how the movie ends. And that was like a cute little wrap up to the whole thing. I'm glad she stuck around this time instead of running away and stayed with Zoe, even though it's a movie. Obviously, she's gonna do that. So that was Mother. I enjoyed the movie. Like, if you like action movies, I feel like this would be a really good movie for people who enjoy action movies, because there was a lot of actions. Obviously, I cannot explain everything that went on to like the most intricate details to where you can like envision every single thing that happened. I do recommend watching this movie if you like action. It's actually pretty good, and the storyline moves really well. It wasn't slow in the beginning. It got right into it at the beginning, so I was not bored at all. I really enjoyed the movie. And J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez, her performance was really good. Obviously, as per usual, she did her thing, so I was not disappointed. I am so glad about that. It's nice to see that, not one, that she still got it, and two, that she really does have a really good acting range. Like, she's done a lot of different stuff, and yeah, it's always nice to watch one of her movies. I'm never disappointed, truthfully. So next we're gonna talk about the dude who played William. I've seen him in other stuff, and he did his thing in this movie as well. I really liked the chemistry between him and Jennifer. Like, the character chemistry was really good. Even though they didn't have any romantic scenes together, the chemistry was still there. You could tell that they were like, you could feel what was going on. So I really liked how well they worked for each other, worked together, and yeah, he did his thing, like I said. I'm not really gonna talk about any other characters. Everybody else was like, they were good, you know? Zoe, her character was young, but she was good, actually. She did her thing as well. She played a 12-year-old, even though she looked a little bit older than 12, but you never know nowadays. Or, yeah, you never really know. But the actor did a good job portraying like the different ranges of emotions that somebody would be feeling in the situations that she was in, so I will say that. Hector and Adrian, they did their thing. Hector, he did his thing. He creeped me out. He did it. Adrian, I've seen him in other stuff as well. Seeing him as I've seen him as a bad guy in a lot of stuff actually. So that was nothing new. But yeah, he didn't disappoint either. He did his thing. So yeah, all in all, I would watch this movie again. Yeah, it would. With most things, I need to take a break from them for a while. I kind of forget what happens to rewatch them, and it was the same for this movie. Like, it was good enough to watch again, but not for like a couple years. Yeah, I'd have to completely forget the movie to want to watch it again. So that's all for The Mother. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please leave a like, leave a comment if you have a suggestion of a movie or a TV show that you want me to do, and think about subscribing if you like what I do, and I will see you guys on the next video.